Hi everyone and welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name's Stephanie and this is my channel that's all about cross-stitch, Steph.Xstitch. So this is my weekly update video. I might be a little bit disorganised today because I wasn't actually planning to make it today, just because I don't feel like I've had a very good stitchy week. But I have worked on a few projects and I have a finish and a few things, so yeah, I thought that I'd pop on. So it's quite a dull day, so I've got the overhead light on, so hopefully that won't cause any weird like glare or anything like that. So as I said, this is my weekly update. So I've worked on 10 projects since I saw you last, which sounds like a lot, but the stitch count's not very good. At least to me it doesn't feel very good. And also before I start with the showing the projects, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who watches and subscribes. I've just hit over 600 subscribers on here, and that's amazing for me, so thank you so much. And I hope that you continue to enjoy the projects I share, and as a little thank you to all the subscribers, I do have a little giveaway. Unfortunately at the moment, this time it will only be a UK only one, just because the item is a little bit large. I'm currently working on a plan to have a worldwide one, so it would be something that's digital, like a gift card or something like that. So I'm just looking into a few different things on that, and then hopefully when I get to another milestone I can do a international giveaway. So if you are in the UK, I will talk more about a little giveaway that I have later on. So yeah, so I will get into the projects. So my first project is a finish, and this one I shared last time. So this is a little butterfly. So this is from the Make and Create range from the Works, and I'll pop up a picture of where you saw it last time. I'd only done a little section. I really wanted to get this finished by the end of August, just because to me the colours are very summery and I wanted it to be like a summer finish, and I literally did finish it on the 31st of August, so I just about got that in, and then obviously I had to, so that's what it looks like, and then I've made it into a little mini cushion with a little ribbon on it. I got the idea to try and shape it. I think the bottom came out okay. This top was so difficult, which is why there's a lot of white. I didn't really think that through, but yeah, that's my little finish, and it kind of adds to my little section here, so I just have kind of had it like sitting on the side like that. So yeah, that's my little like mini pillow section. So yeah, so that's my finish. I then have a UFO. I won't show that just because I think I got like 30-40 stitches. So this is the one I shared last time. It's called Kindness by Puck's Closet, and I'd mentioned that I'd been sent the wrong fabric and that I have, you know, that I gave it a go on 28 count, even with 1/1/10. Yeah, it's too small for me. It's too big of a piece to you know, work on it that small. So I am gonna obviously have to restart that at another time. I am thinking actually of cropping it slightly for when I restart it, so I'm just trying to work that out ready for when I decide what fabric to put that one on. So that's kind of obviously UFO, and it will be a restart at some point. So something, first of all, it's crafty, but it's non-cross stitch. I made a bag, like I think I showed one before where I'd made like a little drawstring bag. This one is big one. I did purchase cheap a mini sewing machine. I've watched a few tutorials. I still can't really figure it out because I'm finding that the I don't know the lingo, but where you have the needle, it's not so much that one, it's like the second spool, the one that's like in the machine. I'm finding that it keeps bouncing up after like about that much stitching, and yeah, I just can't seem to, I'm still kind of playing around with that, but I still can't seem to figure out how to kind of get that not to kind of all bunch up and go funny. So at the moment I'm still hand sewing, which is fine, because like I've done it for years and I'm used to it. But I bought this fabric. I had this big pack of it in like a discount shop that we have here, and I think I got it for like $1.50. It's not really my favourite pattern or anything like that, but I just thought that it'd be good for some cushion backings and basically more to just practice on, really. So I'll show you the bag just because this is what I've got my projects in. So that is the bag. So as you can see, it's kind of like a animal print neon pastel. So I obviously stitched the bottom, the side, the other side, and then what I've done is it doesn't have any backing, so that's been folded over and sewed all the way around on both sides, and then I've just left a little gap on one side, and then I've put a large ribbon in. It does obviously push up into a drawstring, so it is a drawstring bag, but I've just been keeping it open, and that's what all of my projects are in that I'm going to be sharing. So I just thought that's kind of my like it can be my like Flosstube bag. So I'm just going to take those out now just so I can get to them without all messing about. So that is that. So yeah, I mean, I worked on that for a good few days this week, so that did take that took some of my time, my crafty time up. So anyway, so after 8 minutes I will get into the proper whips now. So first one is a new start, and this one is for a SAL called Fall for Fox's SAL. So I'm doing this little cross stitch card kit, which is the fox, and this is another make and create one from the works. I was very concerned when I started this because I started in the middle. I always start the smaller things like this, try to at least find the middle and kind of start from there or something, or count from there at least. And I was convinced that the tail wasn't going to fit because obviously that's quite a small image, and then when I started to stitch it, the fox's head just looked huge, and I was like, this is never going to fit. Anyway, but yeah, I just discovered last night that it did. So that is my progress on that so far. So this is a 14 count Ada, and it comes with the kit supplies. I've decided what I'm going to do, because obviously you can just about make out where the white goes, but I just feel like because that's on white Ada, that's not really going to be super noticeable. So what I'm thinking of doing is using ecru. I'm thinking of I'm going to see what it looks like. I'm thinking of doing one strand of ecru and then just using the white from the kit, just so that the, you know, the supplies do get used up. And I'm just thinking that I might give it a little bit more of a what's the word, it might give it a little bit more of like a shadow, like a dimension on it perhaps. So yeah, so I've got to finish the tail, and I've got the leaves, and then obviously I've just got to figure out what's going instead of white or with the white. So yeah, so that one will probably be a finish very soon. And I just wanted to mention that the Fall for Foxes style, that is hosted over on Instagram by it's at Wild Fox Stitchery and at Forest Crone Crafts. I will pop up a picture just in case I've got those names wrong, so I'll pop up a picture of the image from the Sal in case you wanted to join in. So my next one is my weekly stamped kit. So I'm trying out a new thing where I spin a wheel on a Sunday, and whichever stamped kit I get, that's the one I work on whenever I fancy it during that week, and then obviously swap to another one. This one hasn't got quite as much progress as some of the others, but that is more because, like I said, I've not had a great stitchy week. So this one is one I call Piano Girl. It doesn't have a name. So it's by MNLS Precision, which most of my stamped kits have been from, just because I got them from the same place. So that is an 11 count one, and it's 28 by 38 centimeters. So I will pop up a picture. So what I originally did on this one is I stitched the face, and then I'd come up to the top left hand corner, and I was doing that 3 strands full cross. I'm liking tent stitching on stamped kits especially a lot more, so I changed it to 6 strands tent. There is pack threads just because I find that easy just to leave them till next time. So what I did is I finished off, yeah, I had a little bit of her face still left to do, so I finished that off the way it was, so that is just like the full cross. And then I've come up here and filled in like all of the top row. So if I zoom in, so you can see obviously there where the, you know, the stitches meet, but obviously when you pull it out you can't see anything different. So that's the pattern as a whole. And then obviously I've just left all the threads there for next time, and then obviously that's, I need to cut those, but so yeah, so as you can see I've just literally like worked all the way along there. So that's that one. So yeah, so that's not too bad progress wise, but obviously yeah, I didn't really pick it up as much as I did on one of the others a few weeks ago. So so that's that. I have worked on a couple of full coverages, but again, some of the stitches aren't great amounts on there. But I will obviously show them anyway. So the next one is Potions Master. This one is patterned by Boogie Stitcher. And this one is being stitched 18 count 1/1 full cross with CXC, and I've started in the top right hand corner on this one. So I will pop up a picture of where I was last time. So I will put that this way, no, that way. I'm trying to work out because my camera's backwards. So yeah, so I'll pop it up here, and then we can do a comparison, because I keep forgetting to do that every week. So obviously there's the comparison, and then if I zoom this one in, you can see where I've got some more stitches. So obviously with this being the right hand side, I think there's like a square, yeah, it's like a square and a half that is like a partial page. So I think I've still got to come over 2 more squares to make that like the full page. but at the moment I'm just kind of working with that. I was doing a diagonal, and I'm just trying now to get my full coverages to at least one page finished before I decide like where I want to stitch and things like that. So I've just basically mostly this week actually been working the packed threads in on pretty much all of my projects. So yeah, so that's what I have on that right now. So at the moment that is at 2,350 stitches out of 90,000, and it's at 2.61%. So I'm looking forward to getting this page done, because as we go further I think the Potion Master is kind of like there. So I'm kind of just looking forward to getting into more of the pattern, because that's only like a mixture of I think mostly 3 colours. So yeah, so that's that one. So my next one that got spun is Mini Mount Cabin Home by artwork by Dominic Davison, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So this one is on a 18 count easy count Ada. It was being stitched 2/1 full cross, then it got changed to 1/1 full cross, and now I've decided that I prefer on this one to do it 2/1/10. So it's had a lot of changes on it. So this is where it was last time, and as I said, I've just basically been working in all the, let me just open that a bit more so you can see it better. So I've just literally been working in all of the packed threads, or you know, the ones that make up the page. That's obviously a different page. So so that is now what I have. Unfortunately I have got a bit of a tension line right there in the middle, which is frustrating. Unfortunately with this I'm just not finding it's coming together very well so far. It just looks like a load of nothing, unfortunately, to me. I know that's a tree, and I can see that, you know, when I'm looking at the camera now, I can see that it's starting to be a tree. I'm just really hoping by the time I get to the bottom of the page it does look better. I know this is the mini, but I have seen this completed by someone in the Handmade Facebook group, so that's why I got the mini, because I know that it does look okay. It's just obviously, I think it's probably just the way that I've stitched it so far. It's a bit all over the place. So yeah, so that's a lot of confetti in that area there. So yeah, I'll be glad to you know, get on to the next page. So this one at the moment, obviously like I said, I have been changing now to 10, so it's a little bit quicker. So this one has had 5,786 stitches out of 75,400. So it's currently at 7.67%. So my goal, as I said, with this one now is obviously page finish, and then see what I want to do with it after that. So that is that one. And then obviously because I've been doing a spin the wheel, Farm Selfie got picked again. I only worked on that last week, but obviously I reset the wheel, and it got pulled again. So I again just worked in a few of the pack threads. I didn't work on this very much just because you know, this week's been a bit, you know, which I will mention in the like life update kind of stuff at the end. But anyway, so yeah, so this one is Farm Selfie by NeniSweetPatterns, I think it is, on Etsy. And this is where it was last time, and that's where it is now. So this one is now at 800 stitches, so I think I only did like 200, and I think it was just mostly a little bit of like a few of these little bits here. It wasn't, I know it wasn't very much. So yeah, so this has had now 800 stitches out of 125,256, and it's currently at 0.64%. So yeah, so that's that one. And then I just wanted to take a break from full coverage, so I pulled out one of my magazine patterns. So this one is Love UK Sampler. It's by Emma Congdon, Stitch Over. This one is from World Across Stitch magazine. It's quite an old issue, but I know that the design itself is available on the Stitch Over Etsy shop. So this one, oh, and if I didn't say, yeah, I don't think I said, so the Farm Selfie, that is 18 count Ada, and that is 1/1 full cross. All of my projects use pretty much CXC, with maybe like the odd one or two DMC or something mixed in. So yeah, so this one doesn't really get a lot of time spent on it, or it hasn't, at least this year. So I think I have got an image of where it was last time, which I will pop up. And here is my progress now. I know I haven't ironed it, so sorry about that if you don't like the creases. So I have come back over to this side. I thought I'd change it up a little bit. So I've stitched obviously all of these motifs. Part of these, obviously they do come down here, but I'm going to come back to that. And then I've started obviously to fill in Nessie. So obviously I've still got my hanging thread there, so I'm going to finish that off, and then I need to still come back and do the other half of those crosses there. So yeah, so that was really fun to do. I do really like this design, so I do really need to start stitching on it a lot more, because, you know, it wouldn't take me that long to finish, because it's like kind of a, you know, little mini motifs. But anyway, so yeah, so that is that's where I am on that one. So hopefully I will pick that up quicker than I did, you know, this last time. Obviously I don't have stats or anything like that for that one, because it's on a paper pattern, and I don't use you know, pattern keeper for that one. And if I didn't say, that was a 14 count. And then I stitched on Dragon and His Books by Pink Lily Patterns. So this has been a whip since last December, so not quite a year, but it's however many months that is without me working it out. So there's not going to be much progress from the last time I shared this. So that's what the image is. Obviously I won't be able to do a side by side because this is too humongous now. I did give this a quick iron, like quick iron this morning, just because it was starting to look very crinkled. So there are a lot of pack threads on this, so yeah. So that is where I am now. There we go, yeah. So that's where I am on this. So this one is a 16 count white Ada, and it is 2/1. This one is more of a mixture of DMC and an unbranded one. I do have CXC in there, but I know that this has got a lot more DMC, because I can tell, because it's DMC is a lot thinner when, you know, I'm used to CXC. So this is the way I'm doing that, it's going to get crinkled straight away again. Yeah, so this is round about the middle of the page. I did kind of plan to do a end of a page, but I didn't want to do that, I got bored. So this time I've just basically stitched like a little bit down here. I think I added this might be new. And then I realised that I'm probably best to just, you know, do the regular, you know, section. So I came back up here and I just carried on with filling in a little bit of this here. So my goal for this one is to get I think I've got like a page and then another half a page and then all of the top row is done, because I think like the last 2 pages are just you know, there's no stitches, so they're technically extra pages that I can say I've done. So yeah, so that's what that now looks like. I'm trying really hard not to come back and do the eye, just because I want to wait until I'm there. So that's that one. So that now is currently at 11,443 stitches done out of 84,008, and it's now at 13.62%. And then my last whip is another new start. I've just basically shared these in like the order that they you know, that I worked on them. So yeah, so this one is another new start. So this is Mini Beloved flipped version. This is artwork by Adele Sessler, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So I've started this one along with Wild Fox Stitchery Steph over there. And I only got around to starting this yesterday, and I didn't really get as many stitches on it as I wanted, and I can't seem to wrangle the fabric. Right, so this one is getting done on a 16 count white Ada, and it's 2/1 full cross with CXC. So I started in the top left hand corner, and I have gone, well, it comes to about here, but this is where the colour ran out. So the end of the first page is like 2 more squares over, and then that is the end of the page down. And then I just done a mixture of, I think it was 2 colours. So yeah, so that's unfortunately all I have so far. I was meant to come back yesterday afternoon and, you know, like start to fill some of that in, but it didn't happen. So this poor start, this is 227 stitches completed, and that is out of 81,750, and it's currently at 0.28%. So obviously I'm going to pick this one back up later on today, and then over the weekend I need to do my Stitch is So Beautiful challenge piece, Twilight Stroll again this month. So I need to get some stitches in on that for the challenge, and then obviously tomorrow I will spin a wheel and get some new things lined up. So yeah, so like I said, I've done, you know, probably more stitching than I'm saying. Like, you're probably looking at that and saying, well, that's, you know, that's a lot of stitching, but to me, I know normally I get a lot more in. So yeah, it's just one of those. Right, so now I will do the giveaway. So as I said, unfortunately this is only going to be UK only, just because of the postage cost. And this is a piece of 28 count even weave. It's basically one that I had for the kindness project and it didn't work out. So what I have done is I have resized it, and I've also tea dyed and washed it. So it's not just plain white Ada, it's actually now a little bit more unique. It's been slightly tea dyed. And the sizing on this now is it's 30 by 20 inches. Now I did give this a quick iron, but obviously with it now being folded, it probably will need to be redone when you receive it. So this is the size of the fabric. I'll see if I can come all the way back so you can just about see it in the frame. And as I said, this is 30 inches by 20 inches, and it's a 28 count even weave. So I'm just going to get this white Ada back out just as I wanted to show you the difference in the colour. So as you can see, it's not super dark. I didn't leave it in the tea mixture for too long of a time, but it does have a little bit now of a colour on it, so it's a little bit more vintage. So it will be so this piece of material, and it will be a couple of other little extras. So yeah, so I would like to give this away to someone who will use it, because as I said, it doesn't work for me, and like I said, I tried to make it a little bit more unique with a tea dye on it. So I've not done, obviously if you're a regular viewer, I've not done a giveaway before, so this is just based on what I know other Flosstubers have done. So obviously I would like to say that to make sure that you're over 18 and you're okay with giving me a postal address, obviously for me to send it. Don't mention the word giveaway, competition, win, any of that kind of stuff. And then I would obviously love it if you are a subscriber as well, so that would be great. So the keyword for getting this piece of even weave, plus like I said, plus a few little extras, is the word tea. So T-E-A, tea. So just add that somewhere into your comment, and then when the date is up, which I will mention in a second, I will use a random comment picker, and like I said, please do make sure that you are in the UK, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get it to you. And I will do an international giveaway at another time so that everyone else can take part. So for this one, I'm going to leave this open for comments up until the 27th of September. So this is now, we are now on the 6th. So yeah, I'm going to leave it open until the 27th of September. And that way I would be able to do my comment, and it would be ready then in October to be shipped out for you. So that is tea, if you'd like to be in with a chance of winning that even weave. So hopefully that will be useful for someone. So yeah, so that is that. And I would like to just do 2 quick shout outs, just based on a couple of new Flosstubers that I've discovered. So first off, we have Layla Stitches, and she's got 1 video. Well, actually they've both got 1 video, but yeah, so they're both new Flosstubes. So Layla Stitches, and we have then Natalia at Stitching in the Rain. I think she mentioned in her video that she's not new to Flosstube, as she's normally done her videos in Russian, but this is her first, this is her new English channel, and this is her first English video. I thought her first Flosstube was very interesting. She had her husband on it, kind of rating all of her whips, which I found was, you know, quite interesting and different. So I'll link both of those in the description in case you wanted to check out a couple of new Flosstubers. And then that's about it for me this time. Like I said, I've not done a lot of stitching. So yeah, so that's all of the stitching related stuff. I am going to do like just a quick life update, so if you don't want to stick around for that, that's absolutely fine, and I hope that you will come back next time and see what I've been working on. So thank you for watching. And a quick life update is just about what I've been dealing with basically for the last week or so. So I suffer with sciatica. I've had it for a number of years, and it's always been quite a bad one. It doesn't really fully go away a lot of time, so I'm kind of, you know, living with you know, a regular kind of pain level, and then obviously with me breaking my ankle, I've ended up being really inactive and all of that stuff, so it's obviously now I'm starting to move around and everything, it's made it a lot worse. And literally for, I think it's like 4-5 days now at least, I didn't do anything as far as I'm aware, but it's just like got really sore, my back, and it's just not really going. So it's one of those where I've just had like this big flare up, and it's just really uncomfortable. I've been lying down a lot. Even stitching has been uncomfortable, which is again why I'm saying I don't feel like I've done very much. And yeah, like I said, I've had this now for nearly a week and it hasn't really gone away. So I think we're in one of these like bad sections, so this can probably with me now last at least a couple of weeks. So yeah, so that's just like a little life update, just because it could affect my stitching, which it already has, but it could affect my stitching and my mental health. So it might be that I don't make my videos as frequently, or as I might not seem as enthusiastic or something like that. So that's basically why. Just because it makes me really drained and really tired, and it's just so uncomfortable, and yeah, it's just not fun when you're sore and you just can't do very much of anything. But anyway, yeah, so that is just a little life update. And again, I'd just like to say thank you for watching and subscribing, and it just means so much to me that, we've hit this milestone, and yeah, looking forward to sharing more with you and getting some more milestones. So I hope everyone has a lovely stitchy week, and hopefully I should be back next week for another update. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram, I'm there, and you can always message or email or any of that stuff. All of the information's in the description. So yeah, so thank you for watching and happy stitching, and I will see you all soon. Bye!